As a fan, I don't want to know how it's going to end, but as we're heading toward the end, do you as a fan have certain things you want to happen? Do you have someone that you want Bran to meet? Do you have someone you want to end up on the Iron Throne? Do you want to take control of a dragon?
The thing is, the second you start wanting something in Game of Thrones, it's probably not going to happen. That's a rule I've come to learn over the years. The second you start thinking, oh, I know where this is going to go, it goes the opposite way. So I'm not holding out any hopes for anything.
If anything, you just want to stay alive.
Do you know what? I'm preparing for disappointment so that even if something is relatively okay happens, I'll be quite excited about it.
Fair enough, fair enough. So I want to talk about the fact that this season you've had a lot of reunions with characters you haven't seen since season 1. As actors, just as people, how have you guys changed the most, and how have you stayed the same?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, we've all changed massively because we're what, like 7, 8 years older now. So we've literally all gone through our teenage hoods. Sophie's like 21 now. We've all become adults, really, I think, from just being these kids who were thrust into this crazy position to begin with. But I think all of us can testify to the fact that a lot of our unique sort of character traits and all the laughs we have together are still very similar. But the funny thing is, we barely spent any time, all three of us together, on screen. Right. I think there was one scene where all three of us were actually together. So we've actually known each other more in a social context than in a professional one in many ways. So it was actually just cool to get to work with my friends.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, hey, we are in the same show together. I forgot about that. We were talking sort of about expectations. And obviously fans have had theories, whether it's the books, now we're on beyond the books now. What is the absolute worst fan theory that you've ever heard?
Now, I still, to this day, do not know how this fan theory works, but when we were at Comic-Con and the premiere a couple of weeks back, all anyone kept coming up to me and asking about was the fact that they think Varys is a mermaid or a merman. I really don't get it, but I've had so many people come up to me and suggest this, so I think that's my worst theory.
Somewhere George R.R. Martin right now is going, that's brilliant. Yeah. Just writing it down. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. It's weird to think, and I try not to think about it, that we have less than 10 episodes of the show to go. Is that something you're ready to wrap your brain around, or since we're in the penultimate season, do you sort of just not think about it right now?
Do you know what? I think it's really a credit to our producers and the creative team that there are only 10 episodes to go. They're not stretching it out unnecessarily. They have a story to tell, and they're going to tell it how it needs to be told. But I think there's definitely a sense on set, or there was, of the fact that this massive beast we never thought could finish is coming to a close.
Yeah. As we wrap up, one of the cool things about Bran now being the three-eyed raven is that he sees everything that's going on. So is Bran now essentially just the biggest Game of Thrones fan ever? Because he's now essentially seen Game of Thrones.
He's seen Game of Thrones, he's seen the prequels, he's seen the sequels. Bran is your go-to guy.
He's the guy that you don't want to have a Twitter.
Do you know what? This is my fan theory. He's actually George R.R. Martin.
That's a mic drop right there. That's a mic drop. Man, an absolute honor.